Hey, Joe Simmons here. We've started these weekly little YouTube videos just to let our 20,000 plus users kind of know more of the specialties, things in the software that they might not be aware of on a daily basis as they use the software. For instance, one of the highlights that many people like to use is this import function here. This allows a user to actually come in here, file, import, and bring in loads that have been created in other programs, loads software like the Takeo load or the CHVAC lead software, train tray 700 carrier HAP. Anyway, that load data can be brought in, imported in, and then the thing I wanted to highlight today is our wizards here, our 8 different wizards. As you import that data in from the loads programs, it populates the spaces in the air system wizards and uses all that load data to actually build the systems, do all the calculations, size equipment, then select the equipment, obviously, and create the schedules. Today, we want to take time and go over the hydronic fluid separation wizard. Now, the nice thing about these wizards is you just simply answer questions and build systems. We're actually enhancing these wizards considerably on our summer release. So you might want to start using these and get familiar with them because we're adding a lot of functionality of these as well as what's in here now. The hydronic fluid separation wizard, and I'm just going to come in here, click on it there as you can see. Let's do a heating only system. Okay, and then it defaults always to 2 heat exchangers, and that's good to have a lot of times when you do an exchange system because a lot of times you want the redundancy. You'll see some options here on other type of heat exchangers. We're going to go with the shell and tube. Propylene, that's default there to 30%. That can be changed as well as temperatures you see there. Yes, we want to do some multi-purpose valves and some control valves. You could even add some balancing valves in there if you wanted. Pumps include heat exchanger source pump. Yeah, I'd like to do that. Okay, and the type of pumps that you'd want, you can see the different types there that Takeo makes. Number of pumps for the transfer side, so the secondary side. We'll just go with the default there. Yeah, we want glycol because usually when you have heat exchangers, you have glycol in the system. And just notice there's an axiom glycol there. 1 expansion tank, 1 air separator. When I hit finish, we should have a nice schematic of a fluid separation system. So what do I need to do to complete this system? Just simply come over here to I can either go to the boiler here. Okay, that's kind of our old traditional standard interface. Or I could come down to the hydronic and hit the boiler there. Okay, or a lot of times people don't know this little function here. I can just type in boiler and then get to it that way. So let's just come in here and do a Lever Brooks, maybe a Clearfire boiler. Set that on the screen, drop it there. It had the little condensate neutralizer there. There's the return. I'm going to hook that to the return system, which is right there. And then the supply of the boiler. If you ever make bad connections or wrong connections, you'll see big dash pipes. So I know they're correct. Now things aren't still calculating. There's no load in the boiler. What do I need? Well, obviously I need to add some load. This is going to be serving a snow melt system. Terminal, a snow melt little icon that just shows a picture of a snow melt. We'll come in, connect that snow melt up, supply to it, return over to the system, and then let's come in here and add a load. You can say so many square feet of snow melt you want to do, so many BT square foot, and come up with a load. Let's just go back here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's 20 million. Let's just do 2 million. Get rid of 1 0 there. So delete 1 off. Hit OK. If all goes well, that load is now down at the heat exchanger. So you can see they're redundant there. Back to the boiler. Okay. I can drag a box across, right click with my mouse, and see, diameter, flow, temperatures, whatever you want to annotate your drying with. So 4-inch pipe. One thing nice about HVAC Solution, you might decide, I don't have room for those heat exchangers. I want to come in here and look at heat exchangers, and I'm going to switch those under type to a plate and frame. Okay, and now the plate and frame heat exchangers in there. Now we have pink shading. It's hard to see, but zoom in under that call out there and under the call outs here in the pump. If I hit the little thumbs up button, it's actually going to select all that equipment based on flows and head or flows and temperature and loads. So I go in that under selection. You'll see I have different Takeo plate and frames selected and there. I know the dimensions and the weights, characteristics of all that, and all that is now in a schedule, as well as the boiler here. Cleaverworks boiler, 8.3 M use capacity. Once again, dimensions and weights, that'll all be in my schedules, materials list, and other schedules that we create. Now, one other thing I like to show, a lot of people have been asking about, is our scenario manager. So this is winter scenario. Let's say we want to add a future load. I'm going to copy and paste and put a future load down here. I'm going to click on that and right click and just show classification. We'll make that future. Now I'm going to come in the scenario manager, and I want to take the winter heating conditions, temperatures, and what I've created there, and I want to copy that, and I'm going to create a winter heating future. You can create up to 24 scenarios in the software. Okay, so now I have a winter heating future, and I'm on that now. Now there's the supply. Let's go hook that in the system. Go around this way. There's the supply line. Connect the return back to the return portion. Both those loads now should be at the heat exchangers. Should be back at the boiler. Winter heating future, that is my load. Now on the winter heating normal, if I want to look at that load, I need to come into that future and click on that. And so I'm on the winter heating, excuse me, and I'm just going to make that none because I just want to know winter heating. When I'm just on winter heating, that is my load on my system. The future is grayed out in black, and that's not part of the load. If I go to winter heating future, you'll see now the load is included in there. And then with that, different scenario, I can then see pipe sizes, kind of see how things change in the system as well. Connector diameter, there's all the new pipe sizes on the project. A simple thing is changing the delta T's on these two heat exchangers. I'm going to highlight them both, come in here, and under the hydronic heat source, transfer load heating, there's the 4000, transfer the source, temperatures right there. We want to make them 50. So making that 50 degrees, now my delta T is greater, the pipes got smaller. I'm going from 130 to 180, a greater delta T. You'll see the flow change as well. So you can do a lot of what if scenarios as well as that. Then once again, file, coordination file options. We have the ability to create all different equipment schedules, electrical schedules, bill materials, controls, print things out in English and metric or both. Anyway, that's where all the schedules are located. Hey, thanks for taking the time today to see one of our 8 wizards. And like I mentioned, we're enhancing them tremendously here in our next summer release. Hey, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or would like us to create some videos on things that you're doing specifically.